Why is history this important for predicting the future?
Well, I think it was Paul Sappho who said you should go back at least as far as you want to look forward. And it's not to see what's going to happen. I mean, we're not going to rediscover gravity. But I think it's to give you a respect for change patterns, distinguish between exponential change or slow and gradual change. And see also, in biology, there's a concept called fitness landscapes. So progress is not this one-dimensional curve. It's landscapes. You climb up one pile, and then to get further, you have to climb down from that pile sideways and onwards. And that's, in essence, the history of technology. That's why I think history is a little bit of a, I shouldn't say guide, but an inspiration. But as somebody once said, ignore the past and lose one eye, dwell on the past and lose both eyes.
Okay, you talk about the future as an invention. Why is that?
Well, to be sure, the future could be just a description on what's ahead of us. In French, they have le futur to describe the simple, time ahead on the timeline. But in French, they also have l'avenir, a place of dreams, visions, thoughts. And that aspect of future, l'avenir, has become much more important for the last 100, 150 years. As many things that were decided for us, we had to decide who to marry, where to live, how to be educated, and so on. That's why I call the future, a little bit jokingly, an invention from roughly 100, 150 years ago. Horizontal change is the same thing happening in more places. Literally, the diffusion of already good ideas. Skyscrapers in Shanghai, German cars in China, and so on. Vertical change is something previously impossible becoming a reality. Whether it's a technology or people wanting to live in new ways or women wanting to become the boss and earning more money and so on. That's vertical shifts. And I believe for progress, vertical, it's self-evident, vertical is a lot more important.
Where do you see the role of competing and being creative? Which one is more important? Which one is the future? Which one is maybe the downside?
Well, sometimes I say you have to choose. But to be honest, I think we have to be inspired by both sides, because most of what we've built, certainly in business, is based around competition. We reward having quarterly results and so on. It's not based on long-term metrics. But then again, we've forgotten a lot of the creative aspect. Look at how we talk about education today. Which country in the world is doing better at maths and languages? Oh, it's Korea, it's Finland. That's a competitive mindset. But shouldn't education be about creation? Letting children challenge and rival and be a little bit punk rocky, and whether it's in business or science. So I find always that competition, there's 5,000 management books about. We don't need to talk about that. But creation is a new, different, strange way of doing things. That's what we need to explore. Well, we can call them future boosters. Things that will put you in an environment to discover new things. Number one, secrets. Look for secrets. Things that only you've seen. Things that are hiding in a laboratory or the mind of a 17-year-old, or a 70-year-old. Number two, experimentation. Try, fail, cheap failures. Don't kill yourself or others whilst experimenting, but 50 dangerous things you should let your children do. Thirdly, recycle failures. Things fail. Many good ideas fail the first time around. Recycle them, remix them. And fourth, remind yourself of patience. It's core to capitalism, it's quick, time to market. So patience is a rare virtue, but important.
Okay, if you think about 2014, which is the one most important trend that you expect for the next year?
Well, apart from the kind of Gangnam styles, or what does the fox say, which we can never predict. As someone once said, you can never predict the invention of the wheel, because if you could, you would already have invented it. I believe that 2014, will be one of those years lost in history. A little bit, if I'm pessimistic, like 1913, if I'm optimistic, like 1988. It's the year before things. Because I am optimistic. I believe the world will return to quite strong growth. But I think, important underlying fundamentals are not yet solved, unfortunately, in Europe, unfortunately not in America. That's why I'll be surprised if we go to conflict, but I think we could certainly see a double-dip recession, unfortunately, which is a great time to start new things. So let's not be gloomy about that.